Hello, how are you doing? Hope you are fine. And I'm also fine. This day, I'm creating this video to show you how to trade trend lines. So far, this will make your work easy, much easy. When you understand this strategy, then you're good to go. You'll be trading trend lines daily, making money. And I'll show you even some real examples where trend line occurs and later it is followed by a great move where I make money. So I just wanted to start explaining you about trend lines. So trend lines are actually these lines that we draw on the charts, which we actually draw them on a major resistance and support zone. For this case, to try to explain it further, deeper. In this chart, you can see at this point we have price was rejected at this level, at this level, at this level, at this level. So with these points, now we draw a trend line. So for a valid trend line, it should have at least 3 points. 3 points and a minimum of 2. You can also draw a trend line with 4, 5 points. So for this case, you have this point as the first point, this one as the second one, this one as the third one, this one as the fourth one, as the fifth one. So if I identified the trend line at this point here, then I could have managed to trade this one, and I could have managed to trade this one, and this one. So for this case, I just want to show you now how to trade this thing. We can see that the first time price made a downward movement, then it retraced back up to the trend line, then it was rejected, it bounced on the trend line, then it moved downward, a great move, then it retraced back to the trend line. So assume you have these 2 points and you have already drawn the trend line. So for this case, you will come at this point where you will trade, and at this point you will look and wait for a signal. That is, you'll wait something to happen, either to see a candlestick that will indicate to you that price is bouncing at this trend line here. So for this case, you wait, and then you see these candlesticks here, the doji candlestick. Then after some times you see this then engulfing one, the big one, the red candlestick here. Then at this case, you enter your position at this level. Let me show you. You enter your trade at this level. Then you continue trading up to this point when you will see as if there is some rejection. You close your position at this point. Then the price will retrace back up to this trend line again. And after retracing, then if price again will be rejected or bounce on this trend line, then automatically then you will enter another position here. Sorry, I'm moving the trend line instead of this line. So the second signal, you'll enter your trade at this level after the close of this red candlestick here. Then for this case, price will move downward up to this level here. Imagine harvesting all this money from this point to this point just by trading trend lines, and then you are just risking this this distance here up to the upper side of the trend line. That's why you will place your stop loss. Then you catch this movement here. Then after this, you have seen this candlestick here, then you will close your position. Then the trend line is is then, sorry, the price then retrace on the trend line. In this case, you see again a rejection candlestick here, doji candlestick, a very good signal. Then for this case, you can either enter your position at this level here, or at below this candlestick here for confirmation. But the best one is to wait for a confirmation. So you wait for price to close. So for this, we have the red candlestick here. When the price closes, then you enter your position at this level here. Then you'll catch this movement. And for this case, you'll find yourself closing your trade at this point here, because you start seeing these candlesticks here, which may indicate a reversal. So you close your position. So when you close, you already have made some profit. Remember, your risk to reward ratio was good, because your stop loss was at this point here. Then again, the price comes back to the trend line, and then it's rejected again. After rejection, then it forms this big red candlestick. At this point, you can enter your trade at this point here. But we realize that price then moves a small distance upward, then it makes a big movement downward. Still, even if you enter your trade at this point, after the close of this red candlestick, then you'll make a big profit downward up to this level here, and then you risk up to this level here. So you will realize that you have made much profit. Then I just want to show you now how to trade trend breakouts. So we have already covered how to trade when the price bounces on a trend line, and for this case, we have seen how price was reacting to this trend line on Euro USD. These are good signals, and you can make a lot of money from them. So for this case, we have trend breakouts. So for trend breakouts, we have two types. There is the one where the price breaks and then it moves upward without even retracing. And the second one is when the price breaks the trend line and then retraces back to the trend line, then it continues with the move. If it has broken up, for this case, it went up, then retraced, then it continued further up. You can see. So these are two types of trend line breakouts. So how can we trade them easily so that we cannot miss the trade? So for this case, we will consider something very important. For you to know that a candlestick has intersected the trend line, then you will wait the candlestick to close. Remember, like at this point here, the candlestick did intersect the trend line, but when the candlestick closed, it was below the trend line. But for this case here, just want to remove this one. For this case here, price did break the trend line, and also the price closed above the trend line. Now this is a valid trend line breakout. And after that, price went up, then it retraced back. So when you see this and then price has retraced back, then you can enter. You can wait again the price to shoot and close upward. So for this case, you can enter your trade at this level here, after the candlestick has closed. And now you will catch this move up to this level here. Imagine. Then when you see as if price want to retrace back, you can close your trade. And wait for another signal. But now I just want to show you some of the examples of trend lines which were broken, but price never retraced. It continued further up, and how you can trade them. So for this case, I have an example of currencies which did the same. So for this case, considering this currency CHF JPY, we had this trend line here which we had drawn, but when the price came and break this trend line and closed at this point, we could enter into a buy trade. Then price continued further up. It never retraced back. So you can say, if I wait for retracement, price will not come back, and then I will miss that move. Then there are many ways you can enter a trade, like a sniper. Now for this case, when the candlestick closes above the trend line, you can enter your trade at this level, and you'll catch the move. Even for the other cases of retracement, you can still enter after the candlestick closes above or below. For this case, if it's a buy trade, we consider a candlestick closing above our trend line. So since the candlestick has closed above the trend line, then we will wait. We'll not wait, but we will enter into a trade, then catch this movement up. Then you can also do the same for those trades which are retracing, because you don't know what the market will do next. So you just enter a trade here. But when you see the price is retracing back, you can close a trade, wait again for retracement, and at the retracement level, when now you'll see a candlestick that will show you that the price now is going to continue with the direction, then you can enter at that level and then again catch the movement, to avoid maybe closing a trade in a loss, or even at break even, not making money. So there are other examples which I just want to show. So for this case, we have a trend line retracement. So for this case, we have this trend line here. We are considering this trend line here, and it was observed until this point when the price closed above the trend line, and you enter into a buy trade. Then you catch this movement up. Then when you see the price is retracing, it's like retracing back, you close your trade. Then at this point, you can see there is a rejection candlestick here, doji candlestick. Now you can enter into a trade and catch this movement up and make a lot of money. But remember, when you open a trade and place your stop loss at just this level, and you have entered your trade at particularly this level here, and catch the movement up to this level here, just imagine, this is a good risk to reward ratio, right? Yes, it's a good risk to reward ratio. You should observe that, and I insist that you should observe this so much, because if you don't observe this, then you are doing nothing in the market. You're just playing, you're just gambling in the market. So this is another example of trend line retracement. Let us just continue checking on the charts and see if there are other examples. For this case, we have price bouncing on the trend line. You can see that price came this trend line, then it was rejected and continued further up. You can see this was a false breakout. If you entered a trade at this level, you could have cut this. Then if you didn't close the trade, it could have end up closing on a loss. Then again, you see a signal. This is an engulfing candlestick formed at this level, and the price continued up, and you could have made much money. Same case applies at this level here. Price entices you and the break upwards, then it returns back, and again it moved down. Those are just some of examples. We have this smart example here, trend and bounce. Price came at this level. You can see the price even didn't close upward. It did form a good signal. Then you enter into a trade, you catch this movement, and remember, you can see the price is moving very fast. A short period, just the red candlestick arranging themselves at this level, just some small green candlesticks here, and you just make much money. You have the case of Euro JPY. I don't know. Yes, it has, but this one will have to go to weekly chart so that we can see it clear. So for this case, it has 2 points. We are waiting for the price to come and retrace. Maybe at that time we can have a good signal to enter into the market. This on a weekly chart, we have already 2 points. So if the data point will be verified, then we'll enter into a trade. It will yield much money. But if the market breaks below the trend line, then we'll enter into a short trade and also make money. These are good examples that happen daily on the chart. When you can go through your charts, you can see them. You can see the thing you need to know is how to draw trend lines. And I've already told you, for you to have a valid trend line, it should have 3 points, minimum of 2. You confirm with the third one, then the fourth one, you enter into a trade. You can see these are just some of the examples that we have here. Price bouncing on a trend line. In this case, you can see the price closed above. So we are waiting for the price reaction on this currency, that is Australian dollar versus Japanese yen. So you can also be following and see what will happen to it. Also have Audi USD portrayed an example here. You can see that on this case, price closed below and then moved further downward. It didn't retrace at that level. You could have made a lot of money up to this level here. Then close your trade, then it will just come back, and you see it continued with the move upward instead of it retracing at this level. But it depends. You can see it is observing a higher time frame trend line. I just see some of the examples. You can go through your charts and try spotting the trend lines that are available there, so that you can start practicing the trend line strategy. There are many examples so far. I don't know if this one has. Yes, it has. And for this one, we are waiting for the price to either shoot down, and if it will break our trend line, then we will look for a short. This is silver. You can see the trend line was observed. You have 3 and the 4th point here. So the 5th one, if it will be valid, and it will give us a good signal also. These are just some of the examples that we have. So thank you for following this video, and remember that don't forget to subscribe. This knowledge is valid sharing with your friends. And remember, trendline strategies, they are available daily. You can trade daily and make money. And they are the best. They are the best so far. So just a reminder that go to your chart, try spotting trend lines, draw them, then trade them, but just verify them by backtesting using a demo account. Then you can employ the strategy on a real account. Thank you and have a nice day.